Welcome to Warhammer 40k 8th edition, Battle Report Group number 5. This will consist of Battle Reports 22 through 39 with 6 series of 3 games. It will be 2,000 points, Battle Forged, Matched Play, and Chapter Approved. The armies in this group will be Chaos Demons of Nurgle, Chaos Demons of Tzeentch, Dark Angels, and Necrons. Each of the 6 series will consist of the same 3 missions so that we can get an idea of how the armies match up against each other and in different scenarios. However, the deployment map in each battle report will be randomly rolled for. The first mission of each series will be Big Rulebook Maelstrom of War mission, Cleanse and Capture. The second mission within each series will be Chapter Approved Eternal War mission, Dominate and Destroy. And the third mission within each series will be Big Rulebook Maelstrom of War mission, Contact Lost. Series number 1 will be Chaos Demons of Nurgle versus Chaos Demons of Tzeentch. Series number 2 will be Dark Angels versus Necrons. Series number 3 will be Chaos Demons of Nurgle versus Dark Angels. Series number 4 will be Chaos Demons of Tzeentch versus Necrons. Series number 5 will be Chaos Demons of Nurgle versus Necrons. And series number 6 will be Chaos Demons of Tzeentch versus Dark Angels. And this will mean that each army will play each of the other 3 armies 3 times apiece. So each army will have a total of 9 battle reports, and therefore, at the end of the group, each army should have either a winning record or a losing record, so that we can compare and contrast how the armies did against each other and rank them in order from best to worst. As mentioned, this will be matched play and chapter approved, and we will also be taking into account current FAQs. I want to preface this by saying we will only be using the FAQs as of filming this pregame show, and I am currently filming this on Wednesday, May 16th, 2018. So any FAQs and or updates that GW publishes for Warhammer 40,000 after May 16th will not be incorporated into this group, whether it comes out at the beginning of the group or at the end. So we will only be using FAQs and rules that are out as of May 16th. This will mean that we will be using the Rulebook Official Update version 1.2, the Chapter Approved 2017 Official Update version 1.1, the big FAQ number 1 for 2018, and we will be using the beta rules provided within the big FAQ. We will be using the Codex Chaos Demons Official Update version 1.2. We will be using the Codex Dark Angels Official Update version 1.0. And finally, we will be using the Codex Necrons Official Update version 1.0. So once again, just to reiterate, if any updates and or FAQs come out after May 16th, 2018, this group will play as if they don't exist, regardless of how long it takes for the group to finish up. This way, we can have a nice consistent group without worrying about updates to points and or rules that could have changed the course of the battle. And so before the camera today, we have the warlord from each of the 4 armies. For the Necrons, they will have an overlord as their warlord. The Chaos Demons of Nurgle will have Rodigus as their warlord. The Chaos Demons of Tzeentch will have Kairos Fateweaver as their warlord. And the Dark Angels will have Belial as their warlord. Now let's take a closer look at each of the armies and what they will be bringing in this group. Starting off with the Chaos Demons of Nurgle army. They are 103 power total, and they came out to 1,998 points total. So 2 points under the 2,000 point benchmark. This army is made up of 2 detachments. Starting in the back, we have a Supreme Command detachment, which is worth 51 power total and 970 points total, and it gives +1 command point to the army. It is made up of the Warlord Rodigus, who is armed with his Fanged Maw, Gnarl Rod, Streams of Brackish Filth, Attendant's Claws and Teeth, and he knows the psychic powers Smite, Fleshy Abundance, Virulent Blessing, and Miasma of Pestilence. He knows the Warlord trait, Pestilent Miasma. Within the Supreme Command Detachment, he is accompanied by 2 Great Unclean Ones, one of which is armed with a Bile Blade, a Doomsday Bell, and Attendant's Claws and Teeth. However, this Great Unclean One will be taking the Hellforged artifact Corruption, which will replace the Bile Blade, and he knows the psychic powers Smite, Stream of Corruption, and Nurgle's Rot. The second Great Unclean One, the one that I have not finished painting, is armed with a Doomsday Bell, a Plague Flail, and Attendant's Claws and Teeth. And he knows the same psychic powers as the first Great Unclean One, Smite, Stream of Corruption, and Nurgle's Rot. The second and final detachment in this Chaos Demons of Nurgle army is a battalion detachment worth 52 power total, 1,028 points total, and plus 5 command points, thanks to the big FAQ. It is made up of 2 Demon Princes of Nurgle with wings. Each Demon Prince is set up the exact same way, with 2 sets of Malefic Talons, and knowing the psychic powers Smite and Fleshy Abundance. For troops, there are 3 squads of 10 Plague Bearers, with one of the Plague Bearers being a Plague-ridden, the Sergeant. And I am just going to say it now, but I am probably going to forget that and call him the Plague Bearer Sergeant rather than the Plague-ridden. So I will apologize about that ahead of time, but I will probably refer to the Plague-ridden as the Sergeant for the remainder of the group. There are no upgrades within the squads, so they are all only armed with their Plague Swords. And finally, finishing out the group, there are 2 squads of 6 Plague Drones, with one of the Plague Drones being the Sergeant, which is called the Plague Bringer. Once again, I will probably refer to it as a Sergeant for the rest of the group. And so each model within the group is armed with Death's Heads, Plague Swords, and Prehensile Proboscises. However, one model in each group is armed with a Demonic Icon, and a separate Plague Drone within each squad is also armed with an Instrument of Chaos. So once again, the Chaos Demons of Nurgle army comes out to 103 power total, 1,998 points total, and 9 command points total thanks to being battle forged. Moving on to the Chaos Demons of Tzeentch army. This army is 99 power total, it is 1,997 points total, and it is 8 plus D3 command points total. Just like the Chaos Demons of Nurgle army, the Tzeentch army is broken up into 2 detachments, the first of which is a Supreme Command Detachment, which is worth 53 power total and 1,030 points total, and it is D3 plus 1 minus 1 command points total, and I will get into the specifics of that in a moment, if that sounds strange. The Warlord, of course, is Kairos Fateweaver. He is armed with the Staff of Tomorrow. He knows the psychic powers Smite, Boon of Change, Bolt of Change, Gaze of Fate, Treason of Tzeentch, Flickering Flames, and Infernal Gateway. And he has the Warlord trait, Tyrant of the Warp. Also within the Supreme Command Detachment, we have 2 Lords of Change. The first one is a Lord of Change with Baleful Sword, and so this Lord of Change is slightly more expensive points-wise than the other regular Lord of Change. So he is armed with a Baleful Sword and a Staff of Tzeentch, and he will take the Hellforged artifact, the Impossible Robe. He knows the psychic powers Smite, Boon of Change, Treason of Tzeentch, and Infernal Gateway. The other Lord of Change is armed with a Rod of Sorcery and a Staff of Tzeentch. So after the upgrades, the 2 Lords of Change are actually the same cost at 330 points, but the Lord of Change with Baleful Sword starts more expensive within the Codex. The Lord of Change, armed with the Rod of Sorcery, is going to take the Hellforged artifact, the Everstaff, which complements his Rod of Sorcery but does not replace it. But in order to take the second Hellforged artifact, the Chaos Demons of Tzeentch army will have to use the stratagem Reward of Chaos for 1 command point every single battle report in order to bring the second Hellforged artifact. Now I'm going to announce it right now, but I am probably going to forget to mention that at the beginning of each battle report that the Chaos Demons of Tzeentch army is in. So that is why I am just going to state that their army has 8 plus D3 command points instead of 9 plus D3 command points. Because just like the Nurgle army, they have a Supreme Command detachment and a Battalion detachment. And after being battle forged, that gives them a total of 9 points. However, we will subtract the 1 for that stratagem that they will always use, which is Reward of Chaos for 1 command point. However, the Lord of Change with the Rod of Sorcery knows a few different powers than the Lord of Change with Baleful Sword, and he knows Smite, Bolt of Change, Gaze of Fate, and Flickering Flames. Then we have the Battalion Detachment, which is worth 46 power total, 967 points total, and obviously plus 5 command points. It is led by 2 Demon Princes of Tzeentch with wings. Each Demon Prince is set up the same way with 2 sets of Malefic Talons, and knowing the psychic powers Smite and Infernal Gateway. There are 3 troop choices. Each troop choice is a 10-man pink horror squad, with one of the pink horrors being upgraded to an iridescent horror, which gives it an extra attack. 2 of the squads are only armed with their coruscating flames and the psychic power Smite. However, they have a special Smite power in which they can only roll 1 dice when attempting to manifest it, and therefore needing a 5 or 6. And of course, if the squad contains less than 10 pink horrors, they can only cast 1 mortal wound instead of D3. Luckily, the iridescent horror is actually just a pink horror with an extra attack, and so even with the iridescent horror, it still counts as a squad of 10 pink horrors. The third squad of pink horrors, the one in the middle, is armed the same way with 10 coruscating flames and the psychic power Smite. However, they also have been upgraded to have 1 demonic icon and 1 instrument of chaos. Finally, we have 2 fast attack choices, just like the Chaos Demon of Nurgle army. However, for the Tzeentch army, each squad contains 6 Screamers, and all of the Screamers are simply armed with their lamprey lights. And so that is the Chaos Demons of Tzeentch army. Once again, 99 power total, 1,997 points total, and 8 plus D3 command points total. And the D3, of course, is thanks to Kairos Fateweaver being the Warlord. I would also like to take a second to say that it was completely not intentional when I was creating these lists to have the Chaos Demon of Tzeentch army mirror the Chaos Demon of Nurgle army. However, that is how they came out. The same 2 detachments, 3 Greater Demons apiece, 2 Demon Princes apiece, 3 troop choices apiece, and 2 fast attack choices of 6 models apiece. So this should be a very interesting matchup, especially since that is the first series of Tzeentch versus Nurgle, to see which god is better. Moving on to the 2,000 point Battle Forged Dark Angels army, it has a total of 101 power. It is 2,000 points total, so exactly what it needed, and it has a total of 8 command points. This army is made up of a single battalion detachment, which obviously is worth 101 power, 2,000 points, and gives them plus 5 command points, so 8 total thanks to being Battle Forged. Starting right in the middle with the Warlord Belial, he is armed with a Stormbolter and the Sword of Silence. He has the Warlord trait Huntsman. The second HQ is a Ravenwing Talon Master, which is armed with a Power Sword, a Twin Assault Cannon, and a Twin Heavy Bolter, and it will be taking a Relic of Caliban, which is the Heavenfall Blade, which will replace the Power Sword. This army is bringing 3 troop choices. Each troop choice is exactly the same, which is a 5-man tactical marine squad, with one of the tactical marines being a tactical sergeant. All 5 models in the squad have bolt pistols. 4 of the models, including the sergeant, have bolt guns, and one of the regular tactical marines is armed with a plasma cannon, and then all 5 marines have frag and crack grenades, of course. And that is the exact same through all 3 squads. There is 1 elite choice, which consists of a Knight Master with 4 Deathwing Knights. All 5 models in the squad have storm shields. The Knight Master is armed with a Flail of the Unforgiven, and the 4 Deathwing Knights are armed with Maces of Absolution. There is one fast attack choice in this army, which consists of one Ravenwing Huntmaster with 5 Ravenwing Black Knights. Every single model in the squad is armed with a bolt pistol, a Corvus hammer, a plasma talon, frag grenades, and crack grenades. There are 2 heavy support choices, the first of which is a Land Raider Redeemer, armed with a twin assault cannon and 2 flamestorm cannons. The second heavy support choice is a Predator, armed with a Predator autocannon and 2 last cannons. Finally, we have 2 flyers, and they are exactly the same. So we have a Nephilim jet fighter, armed with an Avenger Mega Bolter, 1 twin heavy bolter, and 2 Black Sword missile launchers. And like I said, each flyer is exactly the same. So that is the 2,000 point Dark Angels army with 101 power total, 2,000 points total, and 8 command points total. Finally, moving on to the Necron army, I will first start by saying that this will be a Tzeentch Dynasty army. So all of the Necron models in this army are from the Tzeentch Dynasty for all intents and purposes. This army is 103 power total, 1,996 points total, and 8 command points total. It is made up of a single battalion detachment, obviously worth 103 power, 1,996 points, and gives plus 5 command points, 8 total thanks to being battle forged. The Warlord is an Overlord armed with a War Scythe. He is taking the artifact of the Aeon, the Void Reaper, which replaces his War Scythe, and he is taking the Warlord trait, Eternal Madness. The second HQ in the army is a Cryptek, armed with a Chronometron and a Staff of Light. There are 4 troop choices in this detachment, 3 of which are 10-man Necron warrior squads, all armed with Gauss flares, and the 4th troop choice is a 10-man Immortal squad armed with Gauss blasters. There is one fast attack choice, which is a 6-man Canoptic Wraith squad, all armed with just their vicious claws. There are 2 heavy support choices, and they are the exact same, which is an Annihilation Barge armed with a Gauss cannon and a twin Tesla destructor. There are 2 flyers in this army, each exactly the same, which is a Night Scythe armed with 2 Tesla destructors. Finally, there are 2 dedicated transports in this army, each exactly the same, which is a Ghost Ark armed with 2 Gauss Flare arrays. So once again, the 2,000 point battle forged Necron Tzeentch Dynasty army is 103 power total, 1,996 points total, and 8 command points total. So that's it for the overviews of the 4 armies that will be within this group. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I really hope that you enjoy the upcoming group and the cluster of battle reports. Hopefully it'll be a lot of fun to watch. Hopefully there'll be some interesting dice rolls and all that good stuff. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for the battle reports.